Hey, you know there's a cost lurking in your home right now? And nope, it's not another subscription service. It's actually inside your water pipes, and it could be quietly draining hundreds of dollars from your bank account.
So what on earth is this mystery expense? Well, think about your morning shower, that nice hot water, or the steam coming out of your dishwasher after a cycle, even that warm load of laundry. It's tied to pretty much all the water you use every single day. All right, the culprit is this stuff right here. Limescale. I bet you've seen it. It's that hard, white, chalky gunk that builds up on your faucets or around your shower head. It's basically just a buildup of minerals that are naturally in our water, calcium and magnesium. They're totally harmless to us, but for our appliances, oh, they are waging a secret war on your home's efficiency.
And that brings us to our first big point. You see, limescale isn't just ugly to look at. It's a full-on energy thief. Let's dig into how this tiny, chalky layer is secretly inflating your energy bill. Okay, so here's the real problem. Imagine the heating element in your water heater or your kettle. It's just a metal rod, right? Well, when limescale builds up on it, it basically creates a layer of rock. It acts like insulation, like putting a winter coat on the very thing that's supposed to be getting hot. It creates this barrier that blocks the heat from getting to the water.
Okay, get ready for this number. 10%. Now, I know, 10% might not sound like a world-ending number, but stick with me because when you see why it's 10%, it really starts to hit home for your wallet. That 10% jump in energy use comes from a layer of scale that's just 1/16th of an inch thick. We're talking about 1.6 millimeters. That is thinner than a nickel. And that tiny layer forces your appliance to work 10% harder. It's literally trying to push heat through a wall of rock just to do its job.
So it's this really simple but really costly chain reaction. First, the scale coats the element. Second, the heat gets blocked. Third, your appliance has to work way harder and longer. And fourth, you guessed it, your energy bill goes up. And look, this isn't just about your kettle. Oh no, this is a silent, whole home invasion. It's attacking pretty much every single appliance you own that uses hot water. Let's start with the biggest victim, your water heater. This thing is public enemy number one for Limescale. It's always on, always working. So as that scale builds up, that poor heater has to run for longer and longer just to get your water hot enough for a decent shower. It's the exact same story for your dishwasher. The element gets coated in that chalky stuff, so it has to run longer cycles. And it gets worse. That scale can actually clog up the little spray arms. So you're using more electricity and your dishes aren't even getting as clean. So frustrating. And yep, your washing machine is on the list too. Anytime you run a warm or hot cycle, if that heating element is caked in scale, it's chugging way more energy than it should. This problem even scales down, no pun intended, to your smallest appliances. You know that white, crusty stuff at the bottom of your electric kettle? That's it. That's the Limescale, and it's the reason it feels like it's taking just a little bit longer to boil water for your tea every single morning. So when you add all of this up, the financial hit is, well, it's pretty significant. It's not just about the higher monthly bills. All that extra work puts a huge strain on your appliances. Parts wear out faster, their lifespan gets cut short, and that leads to you shelling out for costly repairs or, even worse, having to replace a whole machine way sooner than you planned. Okay, so that's the problem. It's a bit grim, I know. But what's the solution? Well, let's talk about a new way of thinking about water filtration, one that moves way beyond the old school methods you might be thinking of. So you've got two main camps. Over here, you have the traditional salt-based water softeners. They work, but they do it by stripping minerals out of the water. And you have to keep lugging around these heavy bags of salt to refill them. But on the other side, you have these modern salt-free conditioners. And they do something totally different. They don't remove the minerals, they just treat them so they can't cause that scale buildup in the first place. So how in the world does that work? It's actually pretty cool. Instead of yanking the minerals out, this tech basically changes their shape, their crystal structure. This makes them unable to stick to each other or to your pipes. They just flow right on through. And get this, the best part is that over time, it can actually help break down the scale that's already there. And a lot of these systems don't even need to be plugged in. All right, let's zoom out and look at the big picture here, because the benefits of fixing this go so far beyond just saving a few bucks on your energy bill. We're talking about a major long-term payoff for your whole home.
So let's just quickly lay out the two paths. Path number one is doing nothing. And that means you're just signing up for constantly high energy bills, more calls to the repairman, and having to replace your washer or dishwasher way before their time. Not great. But path number two, taking action, is the complete opposite. We're talking lower electricity bills, appliances that actually last as long as they're supposed to, fewer breakdowns, and as a really nice bonus, you usually get better water quality all around. It's a total win-win, a clear return on your investment. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Industry studies have looked at this and they confirm the financial hit is very real. They found that for just an average family, all these little things combined can easily add up to hundreds of dollars in wasted energy costs every single year. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Is the water flowing through your pipes right now working for you, or is it secretly working against you day after day? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.